Game is finished here. Villa 2, Tottenham 0 at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in a, what can you say, an absolutely terrible game of football, terrible performance from a team. And, I mean, where do we go from here? I mean, it was such a shocking performance. Such a shocking performance. Can you tell me, apart from Cuti Romero today, who I thought had a really good game, apart from him, what one player stood up for the shirt today?
Can't. I thought the front line were atrocious. Hill, I guess, was trying his best, but you know, he went off after an hour and he hadn't really done much.
Hill, he was just getting pinged off the ball every time he got it, didn't he?
Yeah, at least he was trying to take people on, but it wasn't enough.
Couldn't pull his effort, I'll give you that.
Kane and Son were anonymous, atrocious. They were terrible, really bad throughout the game. Whenever they got the ball, they weren't doing anything with it.
Kane's passing was shocking today.
Really off it, both of them. Their final delivery was terrible, their shooting was off it. The only good things are little quick interchanges in the centre of the box a couple of times, but that was poor. The wing backs, Doherty and Perisic, I think Doherty specifically was off it, but Perisic as well, his crossing couldn't get beyond Ashley Young, which is really not what you want to hear.
Yeah, you know what? I saw it a couple of times. Ashley Young was beating Sonny into a foot race today, and I was like, what the hell is going on?
I don't know.
What the hell? It was like they all went out drinking last night and they're all hungover today. It was like, what in the hell is happening?
Maybe they feel as bad as I feel right now in terms of being hungover. But the back three all got booked. They all got yellow cards in the first half. That really hamstrung a lot of their play. First half, I felt how the game went was we had decent control without creating too many opportunities. Obviously, Kane had a shot put off the line. Villa,
that was our only chance of the first half.
We were restricting Villa to not much. They didn't really have any real attacks. But the second half came out, you think, okay, second half Tottenham.
We came out quite good in that second half, and then we got dealt a sucker punch and we couldn't recover after that.
Yeah, I mean, I thought we were doing okay, and then poor mistake from Hugo, you have to say.
Yeah.
Long range effort, terrible mistake. Can't hang on to the ball.
It felt like, for me, from where I was sitting, it looked like it was easy just to hold on to that. Never mind parrying.
He should look. It's a long range effort, which is low, where he has a long time to see it. If he thinks it's too hot to handle, which clearly it was, he's got to parry that away. Yeah. He's got to parry away. You can't put it straight to Ollie Watkins, and I think he felt like he could catch it. He made a mistake, and obviously got 1-0 up, and we never really looked like getting back in the game. Once they went 1-0 up, we got completely out tacticked. You have to say, he made a change. Emre, he brought on Matty Cash. He made a back three, and from then on it was game over.
We just couldn't get into the game at all.
It wasn't even we couldn't get into the game. They were creating chance after chance, like on the counter.
You look at our bench today, and there's nothing on there to come on and change the game. You're playing the game with 5 defenders, 2 defensive midfielders to come off the bench. You look at Villa's bench, they've got Danny Ings to bring on, Coutinho to bring on. You know, they've got attacking talent on the bench. It's not good enough. The state of this squad is nowhere near good enough. And you heard the chants today, Daniel Levy, get out of our club. We want Enoch out, we want Levy out. Yeah, all right, there wasn't the whole stadium bit of half-assed chants, but I think it's starting to turn a little bit, and it's going to start to get really toxic in here, especially with Arsenal coming up next.
I guess the flip side, people would argue Kulusevski's injured, or Charlaton's injured, Lucas is injured. If they're in the squad, obviously it looks a lot healthier from an attacking point of view. But you're right, it should never really be a case where we're starting Brian Hill, we have none of these players on the bench to come on and change the game. And Conte looked really short of options today, 100%. And that's not really acceptable to the squad right now in that sense. And 10 games in a row now we've conceded the first goal. Today we didn't have it in us to come back, and we've always been toing and fro, or I've been anyway. What is the real Tottenham? Is it the one to be seen in the first half where we're slow and lethargic and we're easy to play against, or is it the one in the second half where we're coming back, we're creating chances, we're usually getting back in the game, scoring goals and showing good character? Well, today the whole game was the former.
The whole game was first half Tottenham.
Yeah,
100%. Apart from a few spurts here and there.
It makes you feel like maybe that is our true nature. Maybe that is actually that team, and maybe the character that we're showing is just when teams are allowing us back in the game when they're already ahead. I hope it's not true, and I
think it is true.
But it's starting to think that now.
And the form that we're on is diabolical. It's absolute diabolical form right now. I think in the form table we're probably bottom half table team on form right now.
Yeah, it's not good enough. It's not good enough at all. And Conte's got some serious. Look, this club right now is in a it is an identity crisis, but it's in like on a precipice right now in terms of what direction we're heading in. And we always kind of knew once you appoint a manager like Conte, this question was always going to be asked. You know, where are we heading? Are we going to back this manager looking to win a league title or a trophy right now and seriously move forward, or are we going to be perennially in project state? And are we looking to regenerate the squad and start a new project, which might take a few years, like we did under Pochettino? And that's where the club seem to want to do. But we have a manager right now that isn't that, and it seems as though it's all coming to a head now. This whole thing, these two clashes are kind of coming to a head, and that's what we're seeing on the pitch.
This month is so important. It's so important.
We heard, the boardroom is split with what they want. It seems as though everyone isn't pulling in the same direction right now.
It's a fractured club right now,
and that's the issue. I think the philosophies are clashing, and we have a manager who's trying to get the best out of this squad, and I think he's trying his best. And right now the squad isn't in a state where the teams around us right now are improving quickly and getting better players and getting deeper squads. And right now we're not there. We've got some good players, don't get me wrong, and yeah, obviously we should be maybe performing better than we did today. But when you're starting to compare our squads now, especially the signings and the moves they're making, and it's starting to not stack up.
We are falling further and further and further behind with the moves that other clubs are making right now. And that's just the reality of it. We've got a massive month now. We've got a chance now to really bring in some players and up the quality of this team. And if we don't do that, then I dread to think where we're going to be over the next couple of years. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, right now, we're outside the top four, aren't we now, with this defeat?
Yeah.
With teams ahead of us having games in hand as well. So it's a very damaging defeat. And top four now is looking further and further away with each game and each performance, to be honest. Without serious investment in January, I don't know what the
There's no chance we get top four without investment in January.
I don't know where
There's no chance.
What it looks like the second half of the season.
I'll tell you what it looks like second half of the season. If we don't bring in investment, there is no chance of top four. No chance in hell.
But then it's a cycle, isn't it? It's a circular thinking with Tottenham. Conte's not gonna sign or commit his future unless he's going to get the backing, or we're not going to give him the backing unless he commits his future. And I feel like I don't know where it's leaving us right now, because performances are clearly getting worse. I think you can't ignore that. That's clearly happening, and Conte has to take some responsibility for that.
Yeah, of course.
But he is trying the best with what he has, and right now the wing backs and centre backs are not good enough for what we need.
How many times though are we going to say, oh yeah, the manager should be doing better, the manager this, the manager that? It's all the time, it's the same issues at this football club, that we don't have enough investment in the team. We're always 2 or 3 players short. Now we're about 4 or 5 players short. And the club keeps changing their philosophy every time they appoint a new manager. The club are putting out a line saying they want a project when we've got a manager that comes here to win now. And it's just all a mess right now. And it's all a mess, and it starts from the top. I'm sorry, but it starts from the top.
And what we always said, we saw it plain and simple when Mourinho was sacked and we had that long scramble for a manager. We just had no idea what we were doing. We had no idea.
And it seems the same now.
And right now, exactly. It seems right now we're not committing to a direction. And it's like we're trying to get by. It's like, all right, let's just kind of get by, get top 4, and then maybe reassess in time. It's like, no, you're not getting top 4, mate.
If you think we're getting top 4 now, we're deluded. Absolutely deluded if you think you're getting top 4 with what we're spitting out on the pitch right now. The squad is nowhere near our rivals. Anyone in the top 4, it's nowhere near. And it's showing week in, week out.
And today was really, really bad. Really bad. And
all right. Well, Arsenal to come here next, which I dread to think what happens, but we got FA Cup, we got Palace away midweek and they just got off to win, so I dread to think what happens there, but we'll see you all very soon. Like, subscribe and comment, and as always, come on you Spurs.